Lawyers receive special training on how to interpret the court's holdings or rulings in cases. We know what the case is being used for and how it's being applied, not just what it says. There are times when a case might say one thing, but courts have ignored that section of it. They don't use the case to support that particular argument. In fact, that argument might be overturned, but there's another part of the case that is applicable to your claim. You need to make sure that you are narrowing your search to the state that you're in. Oftentimes when people submit a generic search query to Google, you're going to get cases in every state. So what's important to understand is that when you're in, let's say, New Jersey, the only cases that are really going to be relevant to your case and that the court will even look at are cases that are based out of New Jersey. So when you do your Google search and you come up with cases in Virginia and California, and they, you believe they stand for the premise that you want to convince the court of, they might look at this and say, this has no bearing on us. We're New Jersey. We're not California or Virginia. So that's a pitfall. Another factor is that different courts' decisions have different weights. What do I mean? Well, if a lower court has a case and they issue a ruling, the lower court's ruling might not hold as much weight as the appellate court's decision or the Supreme Court's decision in your state. Depends on what your state calls it. So, for example, just as an aside, the highest court in New Jersey is the Supreme Court, but the highest court in another state, for example, New York, they don't call it that. They call it the Court of Appeals. So this is another factor. You have to understand the structure of your court system and know which court would actually control, which court's ruling would hold more weight than a lower court's ruling. So that's something else that you have to factor into this. Another issue which you're not going to easily identify online is courts may have negatively treated a particular case.